Welcome friends for circuit simulation and PCB designing webinar. In this webinar we are going to see different simulations of Proteus. So I'm going to elaborate you Proteus 7, how you are going to use Proteus 7 software. So before starting the webinar, I will introduce myself. My name is Neeraj Bhupal Kapse. I have done my masters from University of Surrey in the field of mobile and satellite communication, and currently I am working as assistant professor in DKT's Textile and Institute, Rajwada, Ichalkaranji. Okay, so we'll start with the webinar session. Okay, so we'll start with the session. So before starting, I will give you agenda of the webinar, what we are going to learn in this particular, which point we are going to learn in this particular webinar. So we'll start with the basic introduction to a simulation software. So I will explore all the software like menus and everything. So where you will get all the points and all. So list of different simulation tools which is available for the Proteus. Also features of those particular tools. Then I'm going to give overview of a Proteus, and I will tell you how to download and install the steps. Then getting started with the Proteus tools. Basic discrete electronic circuit simulation. So we'll see basic circuits like by using resistor, capacitor and inductor, we simulate the circuit, and we'll see the simulation on the Proteus itself. Then we'll do analysis part of the circuit as well. So how you can analyze this particular thing we're going to see. Then we'll see analog circuit simulation as well as digital circuit simulations. So we can explore different analog circuits and we can explore different digital circuits as well. Then we can see about different logical circuits with computational and sequential circuits as well. Like we can explore about flip-flops, SR flip-flop, T flip-flop, and JK flip-flops and all. So we can integrate those particular flip-flops with some of the advanced circuits like traffic light circuit we can create by using those particular flip-flops and all. Next thing we are going to see about graph-based simulation. So how we can use graph-based simulation. So we'll see around digital graphs, analog graphs, then some of the low pass filter, high pass filter graphs. So how we can create those particular graphs and all. So next thing is integrated based IC based simulations, like we will see 555, 7805. So some of the ICs which we are going to learn already in the second year or third year. I'm going to explore those ICs. Then we're going to see about programming based simulations. So like for microcontrollers and for like Arduino or ARM, how you can going to use a Proteus as a simulation tool, and how you can program microcontroller based simulations. Then also I will explore you about missing components addition in the library of a Proteus, how we can add missing components in the Proteus library. Then I'm going to explain you about use of different virtual instruments and some animation based simulations as well in the Proteus. Okay, so next thing is very important, like virtual blocks coding, then IoT simulations we are going to do with Proteus as well. Then generating circuit schematics for PCB design. So how we can create a netlist and how we can transfer it to the another software known as an Aries. So there are two software versions available. One is a ISIS and second is Aries. So those are working in hand. So I'm going to explain you about this Aries software as well. So PCB layout, drawing and everything I'm going to tell you. Then auto routing configurations. So I will explore auto routing configurations as well. How we can do auto routing, how the routes and layout will be automatically created by using Proteus. Also, I will tell you manual routing steps, so line to line drawing, and how we can draw all the steps line by line. Then I'm going to explain you about digital rule change, like how you can change the digital rule management and like track width change and track width management I'm going to tell you. Then component creation and packaging assignment. So how we can create components and how we can assign the different packages for different components. I'm going to explain about this particular thing. Then 3D visualization of a component. So very good thing about the Proteus is it supports 3D visualization. So we'll do a 3D simulation of the circuit, and we can observe all your circuit in a 3-dimensional view. So this is very good and advantageous thing about the Proteus. Then next thing is a Gerber file creation. Again, it is an important point. Like if you want to design a PCB on a large scale, then we require a Gerber file to be given for the producer. So actually, the PCB manufacturer is having CNC machine, and for that CNC machine, the input is either a Gerber file or a Excelon file. So how we can create an Excelon or Gerber file, I'm going to tell you in this particular session. Then tips about like homemade PCB, how we can create a homemade PCB. I'm going to explain you about this as well. So how we can create a homemade PCB, like by using FeCl3 etching process, and also I will explain about this particular thing. So this is about agenda of the session, and then actually we will start directly with the circuit. So first I will explain you about installation steps. Okay, so once first you need to download the software. So I will share the link for downloading the software as well. Here it is a I have this Proteus software range. So today we are going to concentrate with Proteus 7.6. So I will tell you how you can install this particular Proteus 7.6. So I will open this particular folder first. So here it is the installation directory I have. Okay, so I will share this particular RAR file with your sir, and you can download from him as well. So I will open this Proteus RAR. So there is a executable available, that is Proteus 7.6 SP0AXE. So you need to double click on this particular executive, and then just click on next. Whenever so sorry, I have already installed on my PC, so I'm not going to tell you the runtime installation, but I will tell you the thing like we can do. We'll see. Just double click this particular thing. So once you hit double click, it will open a new window. Okay, like this. Do you want to install this particular app, non-publisher? Click on AS to this. So once you click on AS, it will redirect to another page. Okay, like this Proteus 7 professional installation shield wizard, and then it starts installing the shield. So this process will take around 4 to 5 minutes for installation. Okay, so again one more pop-up it will arise, like Proteus professional requires WinHelp support for Windows Vista and all. So click on AS for this. So it will have this particular Windows installer updates. So you can click OK for this as well. So it doesn't matter. So I have already installed this particular thing. So I'm going to just modify this particular thing, and then just click on next button. Currently I have installed the licenses, so licensing window will not appear on the screen, but for you the licenses window will appear, and for that you need to browse the licenses, and the licenses are available in this particular folder. So I will show you after installation. I will show you how the licenses window will appear and all, what which licenses you need to provide for the Proteus as well. So I will click on next as well. So it tells me about different simulations tools and all. So click on next again. So it takes some time for installation. It to go on installing this particular thing. So around 3 to 4 minutes it takes for the installation. We'll wait for installation is to be completed. Okay, till that time I will open this crack folder. So inside this there is a license file. This is sam ram1 underscore license.lxk. So you need to provide this particular license file while installing the Proteus, and you need to install this particular license. So for me, I'm just repairing the setup. That's why it's not asking me a license, but for in your case it will definitely ask you a license, and then you need to pass that particular license for it. And after doing that, the next steps I'm going to tell you. So it start just configuring the new software installation. It will take just, I already explained you, it will take 3 to 4 minutes. Goes this thing. Okay, so still is going on, so it takes some time for installation. Yeah, now it's configuring, registering, and then installing VSM files and all. So it's just uploading all the software setup repositories. And one more thing is if your PC is infected with virus or any malware, then this software will not work. So for that we require to use either Windows Defender or any of the antivirus tools to be installed on your PC, so that this software environment will work properly, because it takes many DLLs integrated inside this. So many DLLs are there and those are integrated, so they need to work hand in hand. So because of this, if any malware or any of the virus is present in your PC, then it will not work. Now it completes with the setting up and configuration. So you'll get maintenance complete and we'll have finish button. Okay. After finishing this, very important thing we need to do is we are installing the crack folder. So okay, so open this particular crack. So I will share this particular software with your sir as well. Open this particular crack and then open this two files, that is bins and model, and go to your C drive, okay, where you will find one folder in program files 86 x86. Inside that there is a folder named as Lab Center Electronics. So search for the folder named as Lab Center Electronics, because Proteus is a tool from the Lab Center Electronics, so you need to search this particular tool. So once you search this particular Lab Center Electronics, go to Proteus 7 Professional. Just open this Proteus 7 Professional. Here already the bin file is there and model file is there. We need to replace this particular file, so I need to paste it. Right click and paste. Okay, once you paste it, it will tell you a warning on a screen, like already the files are present and whether you need to replace this and all. So it asks me, do you want to really copy or changes in the device? So click on yes. So once you hit a yes button, it start copying this, but again it shows me a warning that destination file already exists. So the thing when like this warning you will appear, so you need to click on overwrite all files. So don't forget to do this, otherwise what will happen, it will not replace the cracked folders with already pre-installed folders. So overwrite all. So I have installed this Terra copy, that's why my look is like this. But if you have not installed the Terra copy, then also Windows will show you the pop-up window that whether you need to overwrite all the files or whether we need to skip or copy both. So don't forget to click on this overwrite all files. So it takes again some time for overwriting all the files, and once it's finished, it says okay, it's completed, finished with this particular files, and then it's closed down. Okay, so we done with the crack of the Proteus 7. Okay, so I will tell you how to open a Proteus now. So I will close remaining windows so that my CPU will work properly. So after that, click on a start button and then search for the Proteus 7. So you will find the Proteus 7 Professional here. So I have installed both the versions, like Proteus 7 and Proteus 8. So we'll work on Proteus 7 now. So just explore this Proteus 7. So you'll get many options like models, 8086 models, Aries 7 Professional, Aries Health, ARM 7 microprocessor models, then ATA data storage model, AVR models, basic stamp, DC motor model, DPEAK model, easy SDL hardware differential models, then Gerber Edit for Windows, like Gerber Edit for Windows is available. Install some USB drivers or I2C serial models and all. So these things are available here. Also, we have here this ISIS 7 professional models and all. That I am telling about the license manager. So I will explore first license manager and then I will show you what are the features of Proteus and all. So I will open the license manager. So once I hit the license manager, it asks me to open this license manager. Click on yes. You will get like this window. From here, you need to browse the key, and then here it is an install button. During installation, if you are installing the first time, then first this window will appear while installing. So you need to browse for a key file. The key file is present in crack folder. So whatever the folder I have given to you, in that there is a crack folder and there is a SAM1 key file is there. So you need to select that key file and then you need to install this. Okay, so this is the thing about license file. Okay, again I will go and check how to open a Proteus now. Click on a start and find out again a Proteus. Here it is, a Proteus 7 Professional. From that you need to select. Okay, so these are some sample designs, uninstalling, updating, and these options are available. From this you need to select this ISIS 7 Professional. So this is the simulation software, and Aries is the PCB designing software. So there are the two software models available. One is ISIS 7 Professional, it's simulation software, and Aries is the like we have another software that is PCB designing software. So I will click on a ISIS 7 Professional. Okay, once I click on the ISIS 7 Professional, the logo will appear on a screen like this: Proteus Design Suite, ISIS Schematic Capture, Electronic Design, from concept to completion. There is a brand name known as from concept to a completion. Okay. So this is the window, or we can simulate the circuits. Okay. So I'm going to explain about all the details about this particular window. Okay, I will explore you the software tool. So here I have opened the Proteus window. So basically the shortcut first I will tell you. So this is the blue border area. This is the area over which we need to draw a circuit. So this is circuit drawing area. Okay. So if you can zoom in and zoom out by using your mouse, scroll. So this is a scroll of mouse and I am just scrolling. So I'm just moving forward. So it's zooming and it's zooming out. So coming backward is zooming out. Okay. So you can have, so right now my square area is gone. So for that there is a shortcut known as an F8. So you can, if you press F8, you will get a full window. So in that particular window we need to draw circuits. Okay. So this is about basic thing, basic shortcut we need to use. So I will explore all the software tools available here. So under a file option we have new design, open design, save design as a template. Then Windows Explorer, import bitmap. So if you want to import some of the images, then we can take that into a bitmap and then we can put into a circuit or something like that. So we can export a schematic into a different files. Like you can export your diagram in circuit in bitmap, like image file or DFX, DXF or EPS or PDF files. So like this we can do. We can have a printer options as well. So we can print printer setup and printer area and printer information we can do here. So we can have a view option. Inside this we have redraw, grid, origin, X cursor, then snap options are there. We have pan, zoom in, zoom out, and toolbars are available here. Under edit option we have undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, cut from the keyboard, so which we likes already. And the last option is a tidy. Tidy option will do all the mess up things will be fixed properly if wires are moving here and there. And if you don't want to view those particular wires on the circuit, then we can do a tidy. We can click a tidy button so that everything will be fixed and everything will be properly. It looks is properly. Okay. Under the tools we have real-time annotation, wire auto router, search and tags. We can have like a property assignment tool. So like we can change the properties of components, like if you have taken a register and if you want to change the property of a register, so we can assign the property and we can change it. Also we have global annotator, ASCII data import. So from the ASCII data import we can import some of the bill of material files or properties of the components and everything inside this. So under a bill of material we can generate bill of material in different format like HTML format, ASCII format, CSV format, and full CSV format. So these formats are suitable for like calculating your circuit approximate cost and all. So for this particular thing, so these 4 formats are used like bill of material. Also we have electrical rule check, netlist compiler, model compiler. So these electrical rule check are useful in PCB designing. So these options are available again for the PCB designing. Set a file name for PCB layout and netlist creation. So netlist means all the tracks and naming of those particular tracks will be done under a netlist creation. Okay, so these things are important. Under a design option we have edit design properties, then sheet properties, design notes. Okay, and configure power rails as well. So here the new sheets option, remove sheet options are there. Like if your circuit is too big, so it will not fix in within this particular area, then what you can do is you can create a new sheets. So you can have multiple sheets on the same Proteus software. So this is very good thing. If I create a new sheet, you can look at this. So new root sheet is available. So I can go to a particular sheet, or I can move back and front from the particular sheets as well. So this is the thing available, or this is thing possible in this as well. So again, a graph, we have edit a graph options like this. Oh, 1 second, sorry. Okay, under the graph option we have edit graph, then common analysis graph, and batch mode common, that is conformance analysis we can do in this. Under the source option we can add and remove the source. We can build all the source and set up the external text editor in this. Also we can define some code files and code generation files as well. Under a debug option we have start and stop debugging, pause debugging, stop animation, execute the code, whatever the code you have written, execute code without the breakpoints, and with the breakpoints we can do that thing. We can have a step over for the breakpoints and all. If you keep the breakpoint in the code, then we can do a step-by-step execution. Okay, so this thing is possible in this. So again, we can reset some pop-up windows, configure the diagnosis and all. So this is possible again. Okay, next is library window. So from the library we can pick different components and devices and symbols from here. We can compile to a library, or auto place to a library, or verify packaging, or we can do a library manager management here. So this is possible in this particular thing. Under a template we have go to master sheet, set design defaults, set graphs. So we can do different settings, like we can set text colors, we can set graph colors, we can set some circuits color, junction dot colors and all. So this we can do in the template setting. Under the system we can have like some property settings like bill of material scripts, display option settings, environment variable settings, keyboard mapping. So we can have like shortcuts, we can change it from here. Okay, so whatever the shortcuts I have told you about, Q and F8 and all. So those shortcuts, if you want to change, you can change it here. And also you can assign the groups, or you can set the shortcuts in a groups as well. So that thing is available in the keyboard mapping. Okay, so another thing is set animation option. So here is the best option for animation. So if you want to do animation of your circuit, then we can use this particular option. Okay, and the simulator option is also available. So simulation like tolerance, error tolerance and everything. So my preference is don't change these values, otherwise these are already calculated values by the expertise, and if you are going to play with these particular values, then there might be some issues with real-time simulation. So my recommendation is keep the default values. Okay. So this is about the thing. Also, if you have by mistakenly selected or chosen some of the settings, and if you forgot to get it back all the settings, then a very good thing about is restore default settings. So here is the option available, restore default setting. Once you click on that particular thing, that is restore default setting, you will get all the settings to be restored on the original factory default setting. So everything will be normal in this particular thing. Okay. So under the help option we have help, and then we can view some sample designs, and also we'll get about ISIS. So we'll get about license informations and number of netlist, number of pins available in the circuits and all. So these things are available under this. So I have explained this top menu. On the right, on this particular side, like left hand side, we have some menus like this. So we have first menu is selection mode. Second is component mode. So from here we can select the component. Again, these are the shortcuts. Here it is a junction dot mode. Then label, wire label we can give. Text script mode is there. Bus mode is available. So if there are 8 lines are going on, I need to connect 8 different lines to the circuit, lines in the circuit, then I can use the bus mode. Then also we have sub-circuit mode, then we have terminal mode, then we can have device pin modes and graph mode, generator modes, then voltage probe mode, current probe modes. Okay, so these things are available here. So we can use this. Okay, so I will tell you while using this particular thing. On the top side as well, we have some shortkeys. So same shortkeys which are available in this particular top menus. Okay, so we'll start with a very basic circuit like voltage divider. So for that I will go to a component selection mode and I will select first component. So once you click on a parts P, first very thing I will repeat this thing. First click on this particular component selection mode, then click on a parts and then type your component. So we require components like register, so select RES. So once I type register, the register window will pop up on a screen. Sorry, it's available. Okay, so once it's not responsive, so it will take some time for updating the library inside this. So I have installed many softwares on this PC, that's why it's taking some time. Okay, so once you select this particular register, so you'll get here a symbol of the register, and here you will get a PCB preview of the register. So for the register, it's having here it is a dimension that is 0.40 inch availability, and also we have some 2 dots. So this is a PCB preview of the register. Okay, so you can change if you are using different type of registers, like if surface mount register is there, then we can choose like these values, and those are to be used for PCB designing. So standard register is RES40. Okay, so click OK after this. So register is available under the device list. Again, we require one battery for this. So again, I will type battery. So once I type a battery, once the component list is populated again, so no need of this thing. So I will select a battery. So here it is a battery, active DC voltage source. Click OK after this. Okay. I'm in lecture. तेच मी लेक्चर रेकॉर्ड करतोय, थोड्या वेळाने सांगतो. लेक्चरमध्ये आहे ऑलरेडी. हां, ओके. So this is a register, and then I can have rotation of this. To rotate this particular component, so I can press plus symbol. So once you hit the plus symbol, this component get rotated. So you have to use numpad plus symbol for rotation of the components. So I have rotated it. I place the component, second component I will here, and I need to connect the circuit. I can zoom in and zoom out, as I already explained you. To zoom in and zoom out, you can use a scroll of a mouse. Okay. Now to connect the wires, so I need to go on selection mode first. Click on selection mode first. Come here. Once you move your pointer towards this particular positive terminal of the battery, your pointer will convert into a pane. Okay, so look at this. Then I can go click there, go up. If I want to turn here, I need to click single click there. Again, turn it, click single, turn it like this. Okay, so I'm going to connect the circuit like this, like this, like this, like this. So circuit has been done. So circuit connection is ready now. Now what I can do is I can put now a voltmeter across this. Okay, so voltmeter. So how we can take a voltmeter? So this is a DC circuit. So we'll do a DC voltmeter. So I will go here in the virtual instrument mode. So here it is a virtual instrument mode available. So I'll click on that virtual instrument mode. Go to a DC voltmeter. So if I select this particular DC voltmeter, my logo or icon of a DC voltmeter is available here. So I can select this particular DC voltmeter and put into a circuit. Okay. Okay. 2 voltmeters are required. So I have not changed it. So whatever the thing, till I escape or till I go to a selection mode, my object selection will be available. So like if I go here and if I select this, till I go there, so my object selection is available. No need of again select it. Again, if you want to delete this particular component, so you can do double right click. So double right click will delete the component, and again click will come that particular component. If the component is in pink color mode, so it is movable. So you can, it is not fixed one. So you can move somewhere else and we can fix at that respective position. You can escape it to remove back. Again go to the selection mode and connect the wires. So as I told you how we can connect, go to selection mode and then select turn over mouse over here, and then I'm going to connect like this. Okay. Okay, I have done with the selection, and then I need to double click on the R1. So this is a register R1, so I can change the properties of R1 as well. So I can double click and I can give the properties as suppose R1 is of 5K and R2 is of 10K. So here I can put resistance. So here first option is component reference R1, resistance is 5K and model type is analog and PCB package type is RES40, which I have already selected. Click OK after this. Okay, once I click OK, my R1 is 5K and R2 is of 10K. Now I can have a battery of 12 volts, so current will flow from positive to negative terminal and the electrons will flow from negative to positive terminal. Okay, so how to run this particular circuit? So here it is icon available. Okay, so these buttons are for running, playing, stopping and pausing. So this button is for play, this button is for stay, this button is for pause and this button is for stop. So I am going to play it. So once I hit the play button, so it creates a simulation. It's running the simulation and you will get animating icon here and you will get the voltages will be appeared on a screen. So this voltage is a 4 volt, okay, because this is total resistance is 15K. So 12 volt, 15K. So we know the Ohm's law, V is equals to IR. Then we'll calculate the I total and we can multiply I into this particular R, we'll get 4 volt. Okay. So again for this we'll get 8 volts. So total voltage is 12 volt. So like this we can simulate. Also if you want to view this particular simulation in like if you want to do animation of this particular simulation, then there is an option available. So I will tell you how you can animate this particular thing. So for that I'm going to stop the simulation again. Once I stop the simulation, so whatever the changes if you want to do, if you want to change the properties of a component or if you want to remove the component or if you want to delete the component or if you want to do some animation options and anything, so you need to stop the simulation and then only you can modify. Again I will go to system and then go to a set animation option. So under the set animation option there is an option available here, show wire voltage by color and show wire current with arrows. So these two options are very important. So if you want to get some animations on the screen, then these options are important. So I need to select this particular option like show wire voltage by color. I need to tick this and show wire current with arrows. So these two options we need to tick and then click OK. So once you click OK, we'll get the output again. So I can play it again and we'll see the colors on the screen. So I can play. Was it observed? So red color is there and the blue color is there for a ground. So this is again the thing we can do like animation, so we'll get a current direction as well. So this is very good software for the simulation. Okay, once you simulate it, then we need to save the design as well. So how we can save? There is a save option button here. So I can save a design. I will create one folder here. Okay, AGCE simulations. Okay, so I have created a folder named as AGCE simulations and then I will save this is named as circuit 1, circuit 01 and they save this particular thing. Okay, so I have saved this particular circuit. Okay, next we'll do a new circuit now. Go to file, new design. Once I click a new design, select a default design, click OK. So again default design will open. This is a new screen where we'll draw a second circuit. We'll study a circuit of alternator. So how alternator works, like how AC supply will flow from MSAB to the end. So for that we require to take alternator. So I will go to again component mode and click on a parts and type alternator. So you need to note down this particular device names or keywords. So once you type alternator, you will get alternator active animated AC voltage source. So this is AC voltage source and this is not having a PCB package. So you can observe this. There is no package available or no package found will be displayed. Okay. So I have to select this and click OK after this. And another component we require is a lamp. So I can go to here again, I can type a lamp. So once I hit a lamp, then I will get a lamp active animated light bulb. So this is a lamp and it is active, and so we can turn on and off the lamp accordingly. Okay, so I will click OK after this. So one more thing, while typing a lamp. So lamp is of a 12 volt. So this lamp voltage requirement is a 12 volt. Okay, so I'm going to modify this alternator. So I will connect the circuit. Circuit is very simple. So I will zoom in. So I have placed the alternator, and at the output side I will place the lamp. Okay, so you can observe here it is a 12 volt. So I can connect with a wire again, like this, like this, like this. Can close this. Sorry. Okay. Sorry for that. Now I need to connect this. So I'll select here, here, and here. So I've connected it now. The thing is, if I run it, then the alternator property I have not changed. So I have to change the alternator properties and then run. So I need to double click on the alternator property. Here the amplitude is 6 volt. So instead of amplitude 6 volt, I will make 12 volt because my bulb is of 12 volt. So I'm going to make it 12 volt, and the frequency I will keep as 1 hertz only. Okay, this is excluded from PCB layout and all. So click OK after this. Now I can run the test. Okay, you can observe that the positive and negative half cycle, and then the light is playing. So again we can do animation. So for again, as I already explained, for the animation we need to click stop the circuit first, stop the simulation. Okay, after stopping, go to system and then go to a set animation option. Show wire voltage by color and show wire current with arrows. Okay, click OK after this. Okay, again click on a run button. So you can observe the current directions. So here it is positive, negative, positive, negative. Okay, so you can observe here dot as well. So this dot is moving. So this software is very good for simulation and animation. Okay, so you can observe many of the simulations by using this. Okay, done with the second simulation. So we'll do some basic and then we'll go with the advanced one. So we'll save this particular thing as again in AGCE circuit 2. So remove this and then types circuit 02. Okay, done with the second circuit. So again, if I want to click on a new circuit, same steps. Click on a new. Okay, the new file will open. Again, the third circuit will see a transformer. So we'll select one transformer and we'll see what effect of primary voltage and on the secondary voltage and all. So transformer is a device which either used in a step up operation or which can be used in a step down operation. Okay, so for that transformer, the keyword is 2S 2P. So you need to remember this particular 2P2S, sorry, 2P2S. So it's a single transformer, or you can type transformer. So I need to choose this simple transformer. So I'm going to select this simple transformer. Click OK after this. Okay, and again go to parts, and then we require sinusoidal input. So I can put either alternator or I can put a sine. So if you put a sine, there is a simulated model available. There is sine model. So I can put a sine or I can put alternator as well. Alternator is having a facility to move that particular dot, but sine is not having facility to move that dot. So animation for alternator is different and animation for V sine is different. Okay, then what is the circuit, how the circuit looks like? So we require lamp as well. So I will take a lamp again. So I will hit a lamp button and then select this lamp, click OK. Okay, the circuit looks like this. So I will zoom in, sorry. So this is the origin point, I forgot to tell you. You can place the circuit near to the origin so that zooming and zooming out with the circuit is very easy. Again, I will put a transformer here in between. Okay, and the lamp at the output side. Alright, so I'm going to connect first this to a transformer. So same level I will manage so that circuit schematic looks good. Okay, done with the circuit. Now what I can do is I can modify the input and output. So what I will take is transformer is AC device. So I will put AC voltmeter at the primary side as well as a secondary side. So I will connect this particular voltmeter for primary winding and the secondary winding. Okay, so again for the transformer, the inductance plays very important role. So what I can do is I can have input sine DC output voltage as 0 volt and amplitude is suppose 1 volt only. I'll give 1 volt and frequency is suppose 10 hertz. So I cannot change the frequency, or we can do a 50 hertz. We can do 50 hertz frequency. Click OK after this. And what the thing I can do is I can change now transformer properties. So for that I need to double click on a transformer, and primary inductance is 1 Henry, secondary inductance is 1 Henry. If I'm not going to change any of the properties, then what is the output I'm going to take? So it's just like isolator. Okay, so if I run this particular thing, you can observe here it is till 1 volt it will go, till 1 volt it will go. Okay, so 0.71 you are getting. So both the voltages are same. It's a 50 hertz, that's why you are observing constant voltage. But if I am going to change and the light is not glowing, you can observe light is not glowing because the voltage is not sufficient for to blow the light. So what I can do is I can use this particular transformer as a step up. So I will put primary inductance as 1 Henry and secondary inductance as suppose 200 Henry. Okay, so click OK after this, and if I run it, you can observe now my voltage will reach up to 9 volt. Okay, and the frequency is too fast that bulb is not visible to turn on and off. So I will reduce the frequency. Instead of 50 hertz, I will do 1 hertz. Okay. Now you can observe that it comes to a till 12 volt and then the bulb is on. Okay, like this you can simulate. Also you can do like step up and step down as well. Okay, so I will stop. You can go and enable the animation options. You can tick this particular animation options. Click OK after this. You can run it again. So you can observe the color codings. Okay, again stop. Again double click on this. I will make this is as suppose 200 Henry and this is of 1 Henry. Okay, so we'll click OK. And if my input is more now, if suppose my input is 230 volt. Okay, my input is big, that is 230 volt, and the output is 1 Henry. So again, if I run it, you can observe here it will go up to 230, and here it will come up to 14 volt only. So this is a step down transformer. So you can use same transformer as step up and step down transformer. The difference is the current. So you can use it, but the current it will not produce that much. So this is the main drawback of using step down transformer as a step up transformer. Okay, so we have seen this particular thing now. Okay, so if you have any questions till now, we can discuss on a chat section. Okay, and okay, you can write any questions or any queries on a chat window. So I will be available there for the next 5 minutes, and after the 5 minutes we'll have a break for 30 minutes, and again we'll rejoin after the 30 minutes. Okay, all right, so we'll stop the session now here, and again we'll break for 30 minutes and we'll join it again. So those who are having any errors or any issues with the thing, they can write me in a chat box. I will be available for next 5 minutes in the chat box.